to follow trends, made a lot of ends. So hope till we got product in, clocking dividends. Living in a place of hate, I was moving state to state, reinsuring my Section 8 while they on Section 8. Told niggas, then I had showed niggas. You old niggas, gave young and game. I'm old niggas for show nigga, old nigga, new nigga. Who nigga can't see a baby picture of me? It's true nigga, a true spitter, motherfucking fool with it. Yeah, too vicious. You do features, rappers step all on you and you cool with it. From the era where you had to rap, I do that fool. In the era where songs matter, I could do that too.
Yo.
We in here again.
Sturdy fam, it's your boy P.
It's Boo. And we got the big brother with us.
DJ Blayze, man.
DJ Blayze in the building.
What up, man?
Everything
Chilling,
good?
man. I am honored, dude. Like,
oh, yeah, we
man,
honored, man.
I'm like so at home, dude. Like, we have history.
Right.
We have history.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? What better podcast to come on, man?
Yeah.
And really get down and flex. You know what I'm saying?
Sturdy,
get
man.
sturdy.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
We honored, man, to have you here, man. You know, been doing this for a while, man. Let's go down memory lane, like how everything kicked off, man, with DJing, you know. Teenage life, you know. Hey, let's get to it, man.
I started DJing at an early age. I was like 4 or 5 when I started DJing. You know, I provided the soundtrack for my mom on Saturdays.
Right,
and she would clean the house. You know what I'm saying, digging through her 45s and the 33s. And when I fell in love with Stevie Wonder, you know what I'm saying, the Shy-Lights, you know, Delphonics. You know what I'm saying. I was playing the old school, so. And that was it, man. It was just something about the feel of vinyl and even the 8-tracks.
8-tracks, right.
Even the 8-tracks, you know what I'm saying? Then I figured, how to, like keep the beat going, you know what I'm saying? Got the 8-track set up, when it stopped, boom, and that's just what it is, man. So I blame her.
Right.
She's the reason.
She's the reason.
For Blayze, she often, it was a struggle growing up, trying to DJ and everything, and adapted to the music, because I don't think she knew what the ultimate end game was.
You think that you said that because I'm a 70s baby, 70, 80. I'm born in 79, so I really look at it, I'm an 80 baby. To be honest, you know what I'm saying. But how they look at it, I'm a 70 baby. But anyway, that gap right there is pretty much where hip hop took off at. And you were saying like your mother, like that was a major influence in our household. You feel what I'm saying? Mother sings, you feel what I'm saying? So they didn't understand when it was transitioning. You think that's what it was like?
Absolutely. Because the music changed. I wouldn't necessarily say it changed. It just started speaking. Different people started speaking, telling stories. Unlike what they were accustomed to hearing, because the world was changing at that time, me, sneaking to listen to, Ice-T 6 in the morning, Ice Cube, Public Enemy, that was different, in the house,
right.
That was different. That was very different.
It was very aggressive.
Yeah, and the 2 Live Crew mixtape, 2 Live Crew, you know what I'm saying? She never knew about that.
Right. And that's something that I, tell fellow people in our age bracket, like, we can't forget now when it was transitioning to our generation of music, the parents, the uncles, the aunts, they was like, man, we cut that off.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Now my moms like to have debates with me about Jay-Z and DMX. Now, back then she was like, cut that.
Yeah.
She
and the crazy thing about it, there were even certain songs then that she wouldn't allow us to listen to. And as I've gotten older, you know what I'm saying, and started, smashing, you listen to those old school songs and you're like, damn.
They were talking.
Damn near all them songs. It was fucking nasty.
Yeah, they were talking and
talk.
talk.
Was nasty.
They was just smooth with it.
They was smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't so vulgar, but they knew what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Them songs was nasty as hell.
Yeah, they was. Hey,
man. Also with DJing, what did you look at a particular DJ that you catered yourself to, or you kind of just rock with what you was rocking with?
I wouldn't use the word cater to, but I tell people, my influences here in the city would be, who I listened to and rocked to and wanted to emulate and be like at that time were the Didi Wayne, Urowski. You know, those was the ones I was looking at.
All right,
at that time. You know
Right. Because, you know, everybody kind of got a stem they come from that made them fall in love with it. You know, that you like, I want to be that guy. It's kind of like in anything, sports or anything, it's kind of like, that's the person I want to.
Well, for me, you know, it was never wanting to be like someone. Maybe doing what that person is doing, but not per se being that person. You know what I'm saying? I definitely have a whole different swag about how I do things. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, I might have stated that person. You know what I'm saying? Strengths and weaknesses, but the desire and the goal was to never be like that.
Yeah, that, like, once again, that's our generation. Like we pretty much always was like, we might admire, you know what I'm saying, a fan of, but we're not gonna copy it.
Word.
You feel what I'm saying?
Word.
We might look at it and be like, okay, hey, I like that. I would do that. Let me mix it up with this since he already did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or cheat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We never was like, we're gonna just be the twin.
Word.
We ain't no twinning going on.
No.
We ain't. But nowadays, you know, that's something that's one of the biggest things that be kind of bothering me, like the copycat.
Yeah.
The copycat thing. Like that's
ain't too much originality.
Right. But it's starting to get, you know.
I grew up, and my belief is, you know, everything starts in the home. Whatever that foundation is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, in my household, it was all about originality. And as I share this with everybody, as crazy as it may seem, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get a lot of the toys and shit like some of my cousins had. You know what I'm saying? He got the full drum set.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I played on tuna cans and the Quaker oatmeal boxes. That was my drum set.
Right.
You know, whatever I could find. You know what I'm saying? He had race cars. You know what I'm saying? All the racetracks and shit. I had to make mine with Hot Wheels. You know what I'm saying? And be creative and make a racetrack. You know what I'm saying? But now I appreciate that. I don't hate on it. You know what I'm saying? But what it did was it forced us to be creators and be original. You know what I'm saying? And create and use your mind to think. So I just think, you know, there's not a lot of encouragement for kids to be original. You know what I'm saying? Just be original. You know what I'm saying? Create.
Original.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're all gifted with. Our brain is to create. You know what I'm saying?
And
So when you started like DJing, a first event, a party, did you start doing party before you started doing 93? Like, how that work?
Yeah, I was kind of doing, you know, like little private house parties.
Okay, the first time you did one, is your first one, what was that like? Give me that.
Goodness.
Yeah. What was that like? Your first party, you before you done pulled everything out, you know.
I actually, wow, man, that's good, dude. That's good. Honestly, I can't remember the moment.
Just give me what you remember.
The feeling that I got though.
Right.
First of all, just being able to do something that I love. Well, no, I take that back. I lie. I get it. So the first event that I did outside of the house was in the 4th grade.
4th grade.
No lie, no
4th grade.
No lie, no cap.
4th grade.
At Lion Cough.
What year was this?
I don't know. It was a long time ago. But like this, it was before Lion Cough had the other school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We walked to the field over there.
Right.
But yeah, I had took my mama's 45s and everything, you know, I had the little school record player, you know what I'm saying? I'm creative, ingenuity. So I go, this classroom had one, and my smart ass, I go to the library and get the other one out the library, right? So, yeah, so, you know, mom's one of those active parents, so she come up to the school for the party and said she hear the music. She's like, oh, what the hell? And come to find out it's me and the DJ and everything. So that was the first moment, man. Just being able to make people feel the music, man. And I tell people, you know, now my job, I tell people what I do is I make everyday problems melt away on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? Just feel the music, feel the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because music, for me, I've been through mad relationships and everything, bro. But in just life, music has never left me. Music has never failed me. Music, I love music. I am married to music. People say married to the game, married to the dope game. I am married to music. And as crazy as my life has been, I've told everybody that, bro. Like, it's music first.
Let's take a shot for that.
Yeah,
man.
It is what it is. I can't deny who I am, man.
Tito pass shot. Hey, man, I'm with you on that, man. Music, man, especially hip hop, man, throughout my whole life, brother. As far as I could go back, man, it's been that where I get peace.
Music is powerful, man. Music is the only thing that can take you somewhere with lyrics, even without lyrics, and help you cope, stay in the moment,
right,
or even get out of a moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Music is that. You know what I'm saying? Music is powerful.
Man,
and that's why I tell cats, man, you got to understand, when you have that gift, and that is what you realize, and allowed to do, that comes with the responsibility.
It is, man.
All right, let's take, hold on, let me say it. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right beside you.
Oh, my dude.
Take a shot.
My dude. Word.
Yeah, man. Music, man, that, like,
that's
my whole life, man. Even when Miles say, you ain't going outside. The whole summer,
So what you gonna
going
do?
there,
put the headphones on and escape through the music.
Same thing with me.
Watch videos, you know what I'm saying? Yo MTV Rap.
BET After Dark.
Oh yeah.
Like all that video vibrations, you know what I'm saying? Late night when I'm supposed to be asleep.
Yeah.
Watching it, you know, my big brothers, big sisters, they just, you know, Eastside, he just man, shout out to Big Bro, he was just drilling it in our ears, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
And I'm with you on that, man.
I always say, I have a music encyclopedia. As in, if I hear a record, I can remember where I'm at, or remember what time I was, or what space I was in when I heard it. That's the kind of, I got a memory, like, that's why I got a good memory of hearing stuff. Like,
I think we all, like, I know I'm like that.
We do, man, and we associate, whether it's bad or good, those moments in our life, we attach it to certain songs of that time. So no matter when that song comes on, 20 years later, it takes us back to that happy feeling. It takes us back to our senior year in high school. It takes us back to that crazy chick when I got a fucking divorce, because that was my shit that got me through. You know what I'm saying? It takes me back to, you know, this is what I was listening to on the way to the hospital when my little jit was finna be born. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's music. You know what I'm saying? So it comes with its responsibility.
That's why, you know, when you ride with your girl, your old lady, like, oh, this my shit. Now you looking back like, hold up, I wasn't with you then. Why this song?
Because we know you were associated with something.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, no, you ain't tripping. Like, who was you with at that time?
Yeah, you know man, music, man, it's something, man. It touches our soul. So, tell me, when you start venturing off with 93.
Well, I started in radio my senior year in high school.
Okay.
I worked this was when radio was fun. It's still fun. Let me correct that. This was when radio was less corporate. I started off at a black-owned station. It was 98.3.
98.3.
Owned by a man by the name of Tom Wilson. Again, black-owned. So it was on Wolf Ridge Road.
Right.
And I worked overnights. You know, and my story with that is, a good friend of mine, Netta the Mood Setter, she was on VLX overnight.
Right, that's
so
right.
So we would keep each other up on the phone overnight.
While y'all doing
while we doing our thing, because you know, who else you gonna talk to? All your people sleep. So
right, y'all building up each other.
Calling, you know,
let's ride out right here.
Yeah, talking. Yeah. And you know, that's how our friendship evolved. But from there, JB Lewis heard me, R.I.P., and got on with BLX. You know, and I've worked over the years. I've worked at BLX. I don't know. I think this time right now. This is like my 4th or 5th time
Okay.
Being at Bill X over the years.
Okay. Okay.
This is by far the longest. You know. Yeah, because Yeah.
Which time period you think was like the smoothest at 93? Before it got
Bill a bit more
political.
When you say smooth, what do you mean?
Maybe like your best
Freedom.
time and your best move of the
freedom, because we know how that go. You know what I'm saying? So like when it was, because I know at one point in time, like DJs started not getting much freedom. You know what I'm saying? They started cutting down on a lot of stuff. And
So when you say freedom, what do you think? When you say
like
that freedom, so I just kind of know, because sometimes the public has a perception on what DJs on the radio do.
Like,
so when you say freedom, what do you
like? Just rock out. Whatever you want to do, you do it. You know what I mean? We know you gotta pay your.
I mean, I would just say it probably just ended with Greg Street.
Greg Street.
And
shouts out to Greg Street.
And Skip, when you left. You know what I'm saying? And then just changes, just slowly started to evolve,
Because I remember on the other episode we were talking about I was talking about the Homegrown. Ross, he was doing the Homegrown, him, Dirty E.
Right, yeah.
And
I wasn't in the city then, but I remember.
Okay, yeah, and I remember they stopped it. And Roski, he made an announcement on the radio. He was like, "Hey, it's not me." You feel what I'm saying? Hey, they saying I can't. You feel what I'm saying? Because he had a lot. First, they made him stop doing the lockdown shout-outs. He was doing the lockdown shout-outs. So, that was so clutch for guys that was in prison in the state of Alabama. You feel what I'm saying? If you go wherever camp you at, wherever prison you at, you can get 93. You that's clutch for you to get your lockdown shout-out. You feel what I'm saying? To keep you going. So they had cut that. I remember he said, "Hey man, they saying that I'm supporting negativity, woo woo, and I can't do it." So right there and there, that let me know which they didn't see where he was coming from. So obviously they didn't care about. They looked at hey, you can't call this. You feel what I'm saying? You can't make this call. We're telling you hey, stop. So that's what I'm saying. Freedom, and then it was the Homegrown. He stuck to the Homegrown, but then they.
Well, it's just a different game now, man. It's crazy.
But this was years. This was round.
That's good to know that.
This was years.
Like I said, I wasn't here when a lot of this stuff happened. But that's a good point. And I want to, I tell people, man, because I love radio and my connection and passion to it, and what I feel like my goal and purpose is for now, anyway. I'm paying a price. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning. I'm being humble even more. And I'm learning how corporate works and getting a better understanding of it. But the purpose is to bring that connection back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Corporate, and we're not going to make this about that. We're going to move on.
We can't.
But whether any city, man, the connection is lost. For me, what I loved about growing up back in the day is taking those family vacations, man, and going to different spots and hearing what they were playing, because I didn't get a chance to hear it. New Orleans had its own sound, Arkansas, all these places we visited, they all had a different sound, man, which made traveling fun and interesting to me because, I'm in the car with a different purpose and I'm trying to find a record store and shit. But now, I tell people you can go from New York to California and hear the same goddamn song.
Yeah, you hear the same sound. I told people that.
Where's the connection to the city, man? And I think it eventually will get back to that. It really has no choice, in my opinion.
And
I'm not there yet to, but.
And I told someone that when we look back, we'd be like, you get into the debate, be like, man, when the East Coast had the game. Even when the East Coast had the game, they didn't have the game as a whole as the South. Meaning, they wasn't in Texas sounding like they was from New York. You feel what I'm saying? They wasn't in Atlanta sounding like they was from New York. That wasn't. You dig what I'm saying? That wasn't even in the West. But nowadays, you go anywhere and you don't know. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how. This is how.
It's cool that. Excuse me, don't mean to cut you off, but it's cool that social media technology has connected everybody. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, there was just certain songs that's just respectful, whatever. But it just wasn't finna rock down here. East Coast popping. Diddy was doing his thing, but P was doing his thing. And it was just certain records, you know what I'm saying? You just wasn't finna hit out here, because P in the South, whether it be 8 Ball or whether it had it on lock, it just wasn't finna come down. So you had to either go there to hear the music, or you couldn't. Right. Now we got social media, and then radio just plays everything. Right. Yeah, you couldn't get that back in the day.
Nah, it wasn't like it didn't matter where you went, wherever you at. That's what they're gonna have, their sound.
Yeah.
They're gonna have no matter what's hot. What's popping, whatever, they're gonna have their sound.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It was just that the East Coast probably had New York, New Jersey, VA, Philly. You know what I'm saying? Right. That how I go, but the West sounded like the West, Midwest sounded like the Midwest, South sounded like the South. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now you got everybody trying to sound like everybody.
Everybody trying to sound like everybody.
Also, like in New York, it's different. Like it used to be back in the day, Brooklyn sound like Brooklyn, Queens sound like Queens. The Bronx sound like the Bronx. Everybody was original in New York.
Very unique, man.
In New York, you don't have that now.
It's still
now,
like that.
Yeah, it's still like that.
I keep up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I still be tapping in, but the main artists that they be pushing,
sound like. Yeah.
But it's when you just like down here, when you be like, I don't want to listen. Let me see who else deeper in them trenches. Let me see what them trenches sound like.
Yeah.
You might hear something different. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's just like when I'm listening to the Harlem underground artists. They not with the drill music. They not.
Yeah.
I feel you, son. No doubt.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But just like here though, like down here though, like it's when you go to Florida, like
it's got a whole different sound.
They sounded. You might hear the main, but when you go in the Trent, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Detroit.
Yeah.
When you hear the main artists out of Detroit, it's different when you go into the trenches of the artists. You feel what I'm saying? It's totally different. You feel what I'm saying?
You gotta understand, like, if you know music, like with Detroit and the Bay are cousins. So
pretty much.
When you hear the Bay, you gonna hear Detroit because they heavily influenced.
You know what I'm saying? But, it's different. You know.
But I tell you, I think that's one of the successes of these music platforms now, whether it be Spotify, or your SoundCloud and stuff. That's what these kids are checking for.
Yeah.
That's what they checking for. By the time it gets to radio, they done with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it makes it to radio, they done with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they checking for.
They don't be studying radio.
They want different.
When
the real
and social media, when you get to pop about radio, they be like, well, who listens to radio? You know what I'm saying? And I can understand that because you're living in a fast world. But when your world slow down,
that radio still is stable.
Well, thank you. I'm happy for my job. Thank you.
You get in the spot and you
that in my life.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you can get the people that's going to work.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
Get off work. They might not just let the radio play while they. Motherfucker, what you doing? Fuck you. Shit. So it depends if you listen to the radio. That's it. I ain't been listening to the radio since I've been out of prison. I might tap in here and there.
But please tap in if you.
No.
Tap in during the day. Let me help you get through the day.
No, one thing about it. That's what I'm saying. When catch it this morning, whatever. I'ma tap in. You feel what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
But it's different when you sitting on that rack and you doing that time. You tapping in all day.
Oh yeah, for sure.